and welcome. My name is Michael Hilkemeyer from ICTE Solutions Australia with the Technology in Early Childhood Education podcast for those people who want to successfully integrate digital technology in their early learning environment. In this episode, you'll learn my 11 steps you need to plan to effectively integrate digital technology in your early learning curriculum today. There are 11 steps which I recommend you to take in order to effectively plan for the successful and effective technology integration in the early years curriculum. Step number 1, plan for progression in ICT capability. Progression not only occurs in the classroom with lesson by lesson, but also from year to year and even from unit of work to unit of work. Step number 2, plan the continuity of ICT capability throughout the school or learning center. This requires more than a single effort of a person. It is a whole school approach and ensures that a child's capabilities in ICT continually build upon as they move throughout their school career. For those in early childhood, it means ensuring that you are using the early years learning framework or the early years foundational stage in the UK, particularly outcome 4 and outcome 5 in the early years learning framework. Foundational teachers from foundation to year 2 who teach the Australian curriculum should use the Australian curriculum outcomes in the learning areas. 7. Plan appropriate activities. Plan appropriate ICT activities. Exposure to ICT will not develop a child's capabilities in ICT. Don't reinvent the wheel, and remember, copying type finished work into a neat version is not an appropriate activity for them. Step number 8. Plan the learning environment. The setting itself will have an impact on how you plan and also how you will be able to employ your formative assessment measures in projects. Step number 9. Plan the assessment of ICT capability. Assessments should always be planned, and when determining a child's capabilities in ICT, there is no exception to this rule. What method is the ideal way for you to ensure that you don't just focus on the particular aspect of their ICT capability, many techniques or routines? Step number 10. Plan to challenge a child's ICT capability. Children today are fluent with technology even more than the generations before them. As a teacher, you need to set challenges for students with ICT that will help them progress further in their capabilities. And step number 11, plan day by day. You mustn't forget about your short-term planning, as this can change throughout the duration of the day or even hour. Don't be set in one thing that you planned earlier to ensure that continue to meet the needs of children in your care. By planning for the integration of ICT across the entire early childhood curriculum, you will ensure that ICT will be viewed as a tool to support and enhance teaching and learning, and not simply as a skill to be learned and an add-on to the curriculum. And if you like this episode, please head over to my website and grab my free online course for early childhood educators at www.ictesolutions.com.au.